Hello and welcome to Glorified Gutsy Gaming. I'm Jake, and today I'll be looking at the top 10 board games of 2017. I wrote this list, I think, back in December. It is now April, and since then I've played a game that has now moved all the way up to like third, which is pretty cool. That's always exciting when things come out that can move things around a little bit. So going into that, I'm going into number 10. This is the first one of these that I think that I've never owned. This is Isle of Monsters. This is a family weight rock, paper, scissors style game. Sorry for that interruption. My son just wanted to come say some things, I guess, and then go slam a door. But Isle of Monsters is basically got almost like a Pokemon theme where you have your monsters and you can kind of evolve them, and they have different typings that are rock, paper, scissors-esque. I liked it a lot. I think it's not rated very well. I don't know why. I thought it was pretty solid. It's more of a family weight game, but I liked it. We played it at the first Escape WinterCon we went to, which I think was 2023. And I'm actually looking at getting a copy now. Been kind of looking on and off, but might get one. Especially now that we have a son. It's been a couple years, and he's going to be playing games in the next coming years, hopefully. And then number 9. Yes, I have another DC deck building game, but this is DC deck building game Confrontations. So this is the typical like 4 or 5 player DC deck building game, but it has the stuff in Rivals in it where you can attack other players, which is like my favorite part about all the Rivals sets. So that's why it's on here. It's not super high up because I don't actually love that box in comparison to the Rivals sets, but I like that it gives you the option to do so because I like that style of play better. And then number 8, I've got One Night Ultimate Alien. So there's a couple One Nights, and it's not for everybody, but it's a little social deduction game that you use an app for. So 2 things that people don't really like, but it's really cool. It's kind of blew my mind a little bit when I first played it and have, played more of it. I think the Alien one is probably my favorite box of these. I like the characters in it a little bit better. And at least for the first time or 2 playing it, the app kind of does some different stuff to try to help the aliens and like mix things around and kind of confuse people. It's a little annoying the more you play because it kind of costs you a lot of extra time when the game is only like 5 minutes long anyway. But it's a cool version. I like that one a lot. It has cows. Cows are great. Then number 7, I have Hunger the Show. This is loosely like Survivor themed, and it's also kind of got it's not rock, paper, scissors exactly, but you have multiple things, and if you go to the same location as somebody, you might have to, like, depending on what you do, it might affect what they do and stuff. It's kind of based on a reality TV show loosely and trying to survive. I think you're trying to have the most food at the end or something like that. It's a pretty cool little one I got for not a lot of money, but it has, because of those different things, it kind of has some meanness to it that I could see some people not liking. And then number 6, I have Spynet. I actually mentioned this one the other day, but it is kind of an area control card game with different colors that are the different areas. And you can play this one-on-one or in 2 teams of 2. And I think there's like 4 colors, and you're trying to have the most value in that number. And it has a cool mechanic, kind of like a lot of deck building games where you have stuff in the middle, but the stuff is face down, and you can look at the first spot, and you can take it, or you can put it down and go to the next spot and look at that one. I think there's like 4 or 5 spots you can look at, and you can take any one you want. But if you get to the end, I think you have to take that one, or you can draw like one single thing off the top of the deck. And for everything that you looked at, you have to pad it. So you have to put an extra card face down, so you won't know what it is, but the next person will have more options. And I think it's a pretty cool game. I think it's got a different name now, but it's from Richard Garfield, who did Magic and King of Tokyo and probably like 10 other games. Then number 5, I've got Tournament at Camelot. This is a trick-taking game. I know there's a sequel out. I haven't played the sequel, but it's a really cool game where you kind of want to be in the middle a lot of times. Winning can get you some cool stuff, but being last means you get the last choice of different things. It's a little chaotic, it's a little long, but we really liked it. I would like to play this one again. And then number 4, I have How to Rob a Bank. This is an I'm trying to think of what the name of the mechanic is, where you play your cards in a specific order and you have to do the actions in the order that you played them, even if it would not benefit you anymore because things on the board have changed. I am blanking on that mechanic name, unfortunately. I actually found this game because I had played Cult Express at, I think, Cool Stuff, and kind of I thought like the mechanic was really interesting to me and kind of blew my mind a little bit at the time. And so I didn't like the price of the game that I had seen online, so I clicked on the mechanic on our mechanism on BGG, and this was another one in that genre, and I was able to find a copy on eBay for like $5. Bought it, and I've played it a ton. Unfortunately, lost it in Hurricane Ian, and I haven't found another copy that I've bought, but maybe I would. I've actually bought Cult Express since then, and I haven't played that one either. But you're trying to rob a bank. One person plays the security guards in a bank, and the other players are playing the robbers, trying to get the money and leave without getting caught. It's pretty cool. It's a little tiny board and box, but a lot of fun. I feel like it's super underrated. I think it's just probably a little bit easier than Cult Express because it's teams or like all one against many. So probably another underrated one. And then I have number 3, I think I'm at. And this is the game that I just played that moved up. This is the Quest for El Dorado. This is a deck building game that kind of feels like a starting deck building game where you're racing to get to El Dorado at the end of the board and you need different types of cards to get there. It's really cool. Kind of an easy intro one that I think could work for everybody and be a lot of fun. I just talked about that one a little bit in the other videos, so maybe if you want more, you can look there or anywhere else probably. Then number 2, I have another game that I played at Escape Winter that we really liked and I don't have a copy of. This is Legendary Force. This is by Yellow. And I kind of expected another pattern building tree looking game, but I really enjoyed this one. You start with the same stuff, you have the same choices, and your outcomes come out different seemingly every time, and you don't know which things in the box are going to come out and which aren't, because there's a couple that you take out, and I think it provides a lot of tension and it's really cool. Both of the games we played of this were really close, and I'd like to eventually get a copy of this as well. And then number 1, this is Kokoro Avenue of the Kodama. This is a remake of an older one that I've not played, but it is a flip and write, and one that I've mentioned a little bit that I really like. I think I got it like new and shrink for like $5, and it's pretty common to find it for that, and I don't really understand why. I really enjoyed this one. It's got, because it's a flip and write instead of a roll and write, you can have a set number of variables and kind of come to a conclusion of your chances of what will come out, what you need, versus what you need. And I think that is a lot of fun and really amps up the fun for me, because it's like I kept getting irritated actually the first couple times I played it. I was like, man, I just missed out on this thing that I needed. And as I played it more, I was like, oh, well, it was almost driving me to play more because I was hoping to do better than I did the previous time, and I really enjoyed this one. Kind of a huge surprise, especially after paying like $5 for it. But I liked the other Kodama game that they have in their line, so that's why I picked that one up, and I think they just rethemed it. But yeah, that is my top games of 2017. Let me know if you really disagree with some of these. There's some small ones, hidden gems in my opinion, in this list compared to some of the other ones. But yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.